How do you take apart an iPhone and what tools are needed? Today I'll be showing you with the spare iPhone 8 Plus that I have. Around the edge of each screen underneath is an adhesive layer that needs to be heated so you can remove the screen without damaging it. The best way for this is to use a heat mat. You can set specific temperature settings and there's a timer too to get perfect results each time. If you don't have a heat mat, just use a heat gun, or if you don't have that and it's your own device and you don't want to invest money, I suppose you could use a hairdryer too. The first screwdriver you'll need is a Pentalobe screwdriver. This is for the two base screws at the bottom of each iPhone. You need to take these two screws out before you can lift the screen up. As you can see, they are small screws. Make sure you put them somewhere safe aside for now. After you've removed the screws, you are ready to remove the screen. I find the best way to do this is to use a window scraper blade. Put it between the screen and the housing, there's a tiny gap there, and slowly and carefully wedge it up. This will give you a gap to work with. Next up, you'll need a pry tool, a plastic pry tool specifically. You can put the plastic pry tool in the gap and slowly slide down and the screen will come away from the housing. Do the same for the other side. Now three of the sides are open, we can go ahead and remove the top part. I like to use the same method as the base of the phone. Just go ahead and use a window scraper blade in the middle, in between the screen and housing, and slowly wedge it up. Now the screen's lifted off from the housing, you can go ahead and carefully open up the phone. This is the inside of the phone. This is your flex plate here. With the iPhone 8 Plus, they are Phillips screws. For more modern iPhones, you'll have this Y-shaped screw here. The screwdriver you'll need for the Y-shaped screws is a tri-point screwdriver. There are plenty of tri-point screws in newer phones, so you'll definitely need this screwdriver to do a good job. As you can see, the tri-point screws are very small. It's easy to lose screws, so I'd suggest getting a magnetic mat to hold your screws in place. Make sure not to switch them up either. The flex cable on screens are very weak, and you need to be careful not to open up the screen too much and put the pressure on the flex cables. You risk damaging and tearing them, and you don't want that to happen. I'm using an example with an old iPhone 8 Plus that I have, so if it breaks, it doesn't matter. A good idea is to use a heavy object and rest the phone up. This frees up your hands, and now you can use both hands to work with the phone. I find it's much more comfy and easier this way. Next up we have the Phillips screws. These will be more common than the older models, but they are still contained inside newer iPhones. These are the flex plates covering the connectors for the LCD and front camera and front ear speaker assembly. The layouts are different depending on what model you're working with. Next up, something I have to mention is the outer adhesive layer. Something I mentioned at the start. It's a sticky adhesive strip that keeps the phone screen stuck down. To remove it, you can use a cocktail stick, dig up a little bit, and then start twisting the cocktail stick. It will remove it fairly quickly and fairly easily without having to invest in any tools. For me, I have this glue removing tool. It makes quick work of removing adhesive strips. You just place it on there, press the button, and it comes off very quickly and very easily. Saves a lot of time if you're doing a lot of iPhones. I'd recommend buying this if you repair them often. So when it comes to putting screens back in place, there are tabs that need to line up. These are the metal tabs here. They hold the screen in place. I'd recommend applying new screen adhesive if you do replace the screen, so the screen doesn't lift up anywhere. So just gently push the screen back in place into the housing. It should look flat and the same distance from each side. It should not be lifting anywhere. You can also use cheaper tools like this Pentalobe screwdriver I've been using for a couple of years. It's one of my favourites. It was pretty cheap and it's still holding up to the job now. Once you place the screen back, you can go ahead and reinstall the Pentalobe screws. So in general, for basic repairs, you need a Pentalobe screwdriver, which is for the two screws at the base of the phone, a Phillips screwdriver, a plastic spudger tool, window scraper blades, and definitely a tri-point screwdriver.